Now call the Standing Committee meeting for Executive Finance and Corporate open at 3:49 p.m. and just move straight to item 4, declarations of interest. Do we have any? No, thank you. Leave of absence request for Councillor Potter. Do we have a mover? Councillor Shoemaker, seconder Councillor Froloff. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. 5.1 is a petition from the Windra School. Mr. CEO, thank you.
Thanks, Mayor. It was actually a response, whilst it was a question, because it was related to the petition we just popped up here. It was a question on outstanding business table last ordinary meeting, what's happened there, the previous resolutions, and in between the petition and when we've been talking, we got a lovely little card back from the students. So we've written to them again just recently. It's in queue and it'll be dealt with fully in the new year and a proper report come back to council.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. So it's recommended to be noted for information. Do we have a mover? Councillor Shoemaker, seconder Councillor Froloff. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Okay, the next item on the agenda is confirmation of the minutes, previous meeting at 9. Do we have a mover? Councillor Shoemaker, seconder Councillor Henson. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. Okay, 9.1 is the Corporate Services, People and Culture, Communications, Media, Finance and ICT Portfolio Report at item 20. I'll now move that my report be received as presented. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Henson. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. 9.2 is adoption of the South Bennett Regional Council demolish, remove or relocate buildings policy, strategic 024 at 27. And we'll just quickly get that on my... Go to that now. So it's recommended here that the committee recommends to council, the South Bennett Regional Council, demolish, remove or relocate buildings policy, strategic 024 be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover? Councillor Froloff, seconder Councillor Jones. Any speakers? We'll go to the vote. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. 9.3, adoption, and 9.3 is at 33. I won't read them twice. Recommendation is the committee recommend to council that the South Bennett Regional Council sundry, am I saying the right one? Sundry debtors, yes, recovery and refund policy, statutory 058 be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover? Councillor Jones, seconder Councillor Duff. Do we have any speakers? Questions? No. We'll go to the vote. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. 9.4 is at 39. 9.4 is recommended that the committee recommends to council that the South Bennett Regional Council dealing with confidential information policy, statutory 060 be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover? Councillor Henson, seconder Councillor Froloff. Speakers? We'll go to the vote. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. 9.5 is the fuel tax credit status update at 49. That information has been provided. In essence, the staff are still working on confirming the numbers in relation to that, and therefore the recommendation is that the council note the fuel tax credit status update for information, and that will be coming back to the ordinary meeting in January 2022. So that's the recommendation. Do we have a mover? Councillor Froloff, seconder Councillor Jones. Speakers? No. We'll go to the vote. Those in favour, carried unanimously. Thank you all. I'd now like to invite Councillor Shoemaker to deliver the Regional Development Portfolio Report at page 50. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. On the 18th of November, Mark Pitt and I attended the Wide Bay Burnett Major Projects Forum with other key industry leaders, and the Kingaroy Chamber of Commerce Executive were also in attendance. Forums like these strengthen opportunities for economic stability, growth and diversity in the Wide Bay Burnett. The cross-section of regional voices and diverse industry-led projects offered insights and learnings, including Queensland's reopening with a strong economic position, the housing boom seeing record building approvals in the Wide Bay Burnett is starting to cool, and construction projects are varying from housing to major civils. We certainly have good reason to be confident in our region, with forward investment in the Wide Bay Burnett being at a decade high, equating to about 384 major projects representing $10.2 billion worth of investment. At this stage, $0.46 billion represent projects that are committed to in the Wide Bay Burnett. $8.5 billion is planned projects, and $1.3 billion represents projects underway, with a good mix of funding arrangements, including government, joint and private funding. A large proportion of the committed projects is in the engineering space, representing 197 projects. 60% of the future planned activity will be in renewable projects, and the majority of work in the pipeline is, of course, at the planning phase. The crunch, however, is that we have dire shortages of construction workers, and the number of vacancies are at a decade highs, with available workforce at decade lows. Some of the solutions identified at the forum included advocating for more incentives for apprentices to enter the construction workforce. Further discussions included an overview of the Wide Bay Burnett Minerals Investment Prospectus, which has identified 4 different mineral types and the significant opportunities for these minerals in clean energy tech into the future. At the forum, we also heard from industry local leader Plenty Foods Josh Jajiski, who reflected on his growth story, the tech that will be built into his operations that is not yet seen in Australia, the opportunity to process and add more value to Australia's nut exports, and his passion for showing others the value in creating revenue and jobs in regional towns like ours. A legacy that I'm sure you will agree will live on for decades to come. Hanson's Kitchens' Michelle Hanson urged others not to wait for the workforce to come to you and reflected on their journey in recruiting and training staff. As Michelle said, there are job opportunities in our region, and she's found success in working with the local high schools and their work placement officers to show students that jobs are changing in our region. There are opportunities here for our youth, and they can grow and learn here. The opportunities are clearly great in our region. A snapshot of other activities that I've been collaborating with our council team and key stakeholders to achieve over this past month includes a focus on the Department of Housing investing in better housing strategy and housing and homelessness action plan. There have been a series of online conversations that we have participated in. There are also a few private housing projects that we have provided information about the state government's Housing Investment Fund. Whereby these developers may wish to explore the opportunity to leverage this funding. We know that government partnerships with private and not-for-profit sector can also be a catalyst. Can be catalyst. Can also be a catalyst for investment into more new social homes, as well as mixed tenure developments that bring jobs as well as homes into our communities. Sorry, it's been a long day. Conversations and a proposal for a partnership to build more social and affordable housing in the South Burnett are progressing internally with staff and project proponents, with more information to come to Council at the December General Meeting in time for the Department's expression of interest deadline in January. Thank you to the team for helping progress these important conversations. Water Feasibility Project Phase 2, lead project consultants, KBR, sorry, I've got that wrong in there, wrong acronym, have begun making contact and meeting with prospective water customers, community and business leaders this month. Further in-person demand assessment meetings with prospective water users will occur in February to March, with a project steering committee meeting to occur in the new year, and there'll be an update for everybody at that time. Partnering with the Department of State Development, Infrastructure, Local Government and Planning to create the Regional Development Action Plan in collaboration with the Regional Development Advisory Committee early in 2022. Working with the Kingaroy Chamber of Commerce to meet with the Small Business Financial Counsellor Helen Trick and Oz Industry Regional Manager Kay Strong to understand the opportunity to support business in the South Burnett and access targeted supports following the recent business forum. Establishing relationships with Powerlink, who have been engaging with stakeholders in Western Downs and South Burnett Regional Council areas to share their plans for electricity supply to the region and the proposed Wombo wind farm connection. Reading the Queensland Government's recently released technical discussion paper, and if anyone would like to have a discussion with me on it, I've got plenty of ideas on the renewable energy zones design and access, and we'll share learnings from the webinar I'll be participating in. Furthermore, working to establish a relationship with the Director of Renewable Energy Zones and partnering with the LGAQ lead in trade and investment, Paul Cranch, seeking more information and to be part of a coordinated process regarding QRES Southern Zone. I recently shared the discussion slides with my colleagues and the responses to the targeted questions I had asked in the forum relating to the future of our region. I'll continue to work with you to advocate for our region's seat at the table, participating in identifying opportunities through freight data webinar, and we'll share those learnings as we look to identify the highest priority heavy vehicle freight routes to unlock industry growth and capacity in our region. Individualise meetings and support to a few potential investors looking to establish businesses and operations in our region, meeting with Stanwell's executive and site leaders and discussing their strategy and current future operations at Meandy Mine and Tron Power Station. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Michael O'Rourke, the former Chief Finance Officer who has recently been appointed CEO of Stanwell. It's comforting to know there will be a steady hand leading the organisation and supporting the state to achieve its goals for decarbonisation. In closing, I just wanted to share some information about the Queensland Agritourism Grants Program, which recognises the opportunity to grow agritourism in the region. I've certainly shared this with South Burnett and am mindful that there may be other local farming operators who may be interested. There's some information there if you'd like it. And I guess in closing, I just wanted to thank you for the year that's been and the opportunity to lead this portfolio. I look forward to building on the foundations of what we have created in 2022 and strengthening the future of the South Burnett. I absolutely believe we will be the next growth story, and our outside-looking in approach and collaboration across regions will be critical in the years ahead. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Shoemaker, for your prompt delivery of a comprehensive report. Well done. We'll move on now to a seconder for that. Councillor Jones, those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you all. 10.2 is the Regional Development Tourism Monthly Update at page 53, as received. Do we have a mover? Councillor Duff, seconder. Councillor Henson. Any questions on that? Comments? No speakers? Okay, we'll go to the vote. Those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you all. 10.3, Boyedo Board Representative at there at 82, Mr. CEO. Okay, thank you. Move that we leave it on the table, lay on the table. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Froloff, those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you all. Notice of motion, partner council membership with Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise at 83. It's 11.1. Thank you, Councillor Shoemaker.
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to move that South Burnett Regional Council become a partner regional council with Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise, TSBE, and that the Chief Executive Officer be given delegation to negotiate the terms of a diamond membership package to include attendance at TSBE boardroom briefings and stakeholder events that enable Council to identify the opportunities for collaboration in neighbouring regional projects of significance, or partner with key industry leaders or investors, targeted advocacy support that includes working with TSBE team to identify the broader regional and industry challenges and work with all levels of government to leverage those growth opportunities and advance the South Burnett region. Targeted investment attraction support that enables Council to establish working relationships with major project owners and leverage opportunities in the energy, health, agriculture and manufacturing sectors, and direct assistance and support in identifying suitable grant opportunities and completing applications. I'd like to move that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Duff, did you want to speak to that, Councillor?
Yes. Certainly, yes. I know, as per the report I've put there, we've all met with TSBE. I think there's a wonderful opportunity for our region on the back of growth opportunities in Toowoomba to really partner together in achieving greater outcomes here in the South Burnett. So I have some details there. Certainly, if you would, if you have any questions, I'd like to answer them. Certainly, I just think this is a great opportunity to dip our toe in the water, to learn from others around us. I'm also very mindful with the QRES work that's happening in that space in renewable energy zone. A lot of those major project proponents are going to be talking to Toowoomba and Western Downs, and I just think it's very important that we're there leveraging those benefits for our region as well. So I guess this is about thinking big, it's about trying something new, and it's certainly about learning. And as I've put there, you know, TSBE's very much at the forefront of similar challenges that we are facing here in the region, an opportunity to work with them to really progress the South Burnett. So I'm excited about this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Duff.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. absolutely 100% supportive, excited about the prospect of working with TSB. I've always thought that was a good way forward. So, yep, fully supportive.
Just got a couple of questions. One, being the accountant, what's it going to cost? And just keen to understand what we're going to get for it. If we do the Diamond membership, off their website, I can see where you get one complimentary networking event, Mr. CEO, attendee guest list prior to any events, access to publications, monthly newsletter, directory listing, access to online exchange, member discounts, logo recognition on email signatures, letterhead, speaking opportunities where appropriate, and further activities. So probably just want to get a bit of understanding as what will it cost and what will we get for that, because I understand it's a user pays model where, and the thing that we want then done would be additional costs. I just want to get a bit of understanding around that if I could. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The intent for the motion is to give the CEO authority to understand those costs a little bit further. I've made some initial inquiries with TSB and understand that to start with a platinum membership, they start about 17,000, and to certainly go up to a diamond level is around the 20. There are other memberships which are of course much higher. You can increase your membership, and I don't doubt Toowoomba and Western Downs may have done that. Don't have those details. The purpose of my motion really is to give our CEO the permission and authority to do more work in that space, and I guess to really target our partnership with TSB. So I've put in that motion what I would hope to achieve through our membership, and I guess the motion is about giving him the authority. As per the financial implications in the report, we do have operational budget that will cater for this, and this motion will enable CEO Mark to have more conversations about that. You know, if it's more, my intention would be to start somewhere around that 17 to 20,000, and if there are higher needs, we'll address those as we go. I'm also very mindful that Stanwell have indicated that they've recently become a member, and that through their package there may be benefits that we may be able to leverage for our region as well. So they were very open to that as well. So I guess I would like to give our CEO the opportunity to have more conversations about that. But initially this would be the starting point.
Further speakers? Okay, we'll go to the vote. Those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you all. Okay, the final item on the agenda, I believe. Are we up to that? Two more. Okay. Two questions I noticed. 12.1 Whitefleet at 86. Response as provided. I'm comfortable with that, so I'll move that be accepted. Thank you, General Manager. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Duff. Those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you all. It's 12.1. 12.2 is at 88. Question I noticed there, let me get that one up, is, okay, their questions on page 88 as presented there. The response to the questions raised by Councillor Schumacher and Duff be received and noted. So we have a mover for that. Councillor Schumacher, Councillor Duff seconds. Any further clarification required? Comfortable with that, councillors? Okay, let's move to vote. Those in favour? Carry unanimously. Thank you all. That concludes the committee meeting for today. Thank you all, and I'll call the meeting closed and wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.